Watch this video through to the end. The cryptocurrency market is going crazy, and today we'll decide XRP Ripple's fate. You're not prepared. It will be decided today. Will XRP Ripple's price be pumped by the SEC? Yes, it may sound odd, but all holders are praying for precisely this. Experts and Ripple's CEO, however, are not in agreement. They are fully aware of what is going to occur. They claim that within a few days, the price of XRP Ripple coin might rise to $13,000. Quite awesome, isn't it? Your mind will be blown by that video. Immediately, let's get started. Disclaimer. It might be an understatement to say that XRP just gained attention after tweeting bail. As the SEC gets ready for one of the most significant events in recent cryptocurrency history, all eyes are on Ripple and its native coin. Today's a wise crypto roundtable will be addressed by Paul Atkins, the recently appointed SEC head, and there is already conjecture that Ripple may be the main topic of discussion. It isn't a sudden surge in popularity. Brett on XE, a well-known market analyst, claims that Atkins is getting ready to highlight XRP and Ripple as instances of responsible innovation and clear regulations. Considering the SEC's years-long legal battle against the corporation, this is an astounding change. Once a sign of regulatory excess, this might now serve as the model for evaluating digital assets in the US. Additionally, the tone has undoubtedly shifted. Atkins has alluded to shifting the SEC away from its prior enforcement-heavy approach, calling his tenure as head of the agency a new day. His arguments point to a shift toward legislation that promotes growth rather than stifles it, as do remarks made by Stuart Aldiero, the chief legal officer of Ripple. That change couldn't have come at a better moment for Ripple or the whole cryptocurrency industry, which is desperate for certainty. It would be impossible to discuss Ripple's path without acknowledging the brutality of the court battle. In late 2020, the SEC filed its complaint, rocking the cryptocurrency market and throwing XRP into a tailspin. Years of legal processes, heated discussion, and market hesitancy ensued. However, Ripple retaliated, and in 2023, the court ultimately decided that secondary market trades of XRP were not securities transactions. It was a turning point, a vindication, as well as a legal victory. Not only did Ripple protect itself during that conflict, but it also grew. The business established alliances with major financial institutions like Santander and Bank of America, expanded its global footprint, and introduced blockchain-based solutions for central banks. Ripple was progressively creating the exact thing that authorities say they want, despite the SEC's attempts to portray it as a danger to investors, enterprise-grade crypto utility that complies. With Paul Atkins now leading the company, there's a possibility that Ripple's initiatives will be acknowledged as the standard. That would be a startling change in tone if the SEC actually did use XRP as an example of regulatory success. Furthermore, it would be a strong indication to the market that the regulations governing cryptocurrency in the United States are finally changing. Though tongue-in-cheek, Elon Musk's spoof account may have said it best. For all of the anxiety and harm, the SEC owes the XRP community billions. After all, the community saw as its asset was inspected, delisted, and vilified before gaining fresh legitimacy and legal clout. Now, the same community observes as XRP transitions from a legal dispute to a possible regulatory gold standard. The SEC has the opportunity to change the narrative and demonstrate that innovation and regulation don't have to conflict. What's at stake today is more than just a mention or a headline. A more careful approach to the whole ecosystem of digital assets may be possible if Ripple is recognized as a pioneer in compliant crypto development. Not only would XRP regain its prominence at that point, but it would also contribute to the definition of responsible cryptocurrency in the post-litigation era. The lengthy, tumultuous, and emotionally charged tale of Ripple and the SEC may now be beginning to take on a narrative of leadership and redemption. You must be thrilled about this, and I assure you that it will only grow more fascinating. Crypto insiders are already raising the alarm as a result of the SEC's changing stance and Ripple finally receiving the credit it merits. XRP may be preparing for a huge breakout rather than merely making a resurgence. It might just blow your mind, so you'll want to see what comes next. Thus, the long-awaited moment may finally arrive for those who persevered through the storms. Congratulations to all XRP holders who persisted. We're going to become wealthy, as Steve stated on X. Now, that confidence isn't just hope. It's supported by a slew of forecasts that are making waves in the cryptocurrency industry. Following years of legal challenges and market skepticism, XRP is once more putting itself through its paces. This time, however, the topic of discussion is revolution rather than merely market capitalization or price resistance. The forecasts, which range from $27 to $120 and even $10,000 per XRP, are audacious and unrepentant. When Egra stated XRP to $27, then $120, he dropped a bomb. XRP is the next Bitcoin, but on steroids. Zach Rector went on to remark, $10,000 may be made per XRP. Then came King XRP, which raised the threshold to an astounding $58,000 per coin, citing Forbes. It sounds crazy, but keep in mind that Bitcoin used to be worth pennies, and now it's worth tens of thousands. The driving force behind this confidence boost is a confluence of shifting regulatory landscapes, XRP's expanding significance in international banking, and a resilient community that has withstood the worst. Barry C., a cryptocurrency analyst, recently dissected it. He thinks that after XRP reaches $100, it may soar to $1,000 because people will want to invest in the money of the future. That turning point, when $100 doesn't seem like a lot of money, can lead to an unprecedented rise driven by FOMO. For early Bitcoin watchers, it's déjà vu. Few people have faith in Bitcoin's future when it was worth less than $100. However, in the end, the skeptics turned into the purchasers. With XRP, the same thing might now occur. In fact, some believe that Ripple will transcend Bitcoin rather than merely follow its path. Ashley Prosper, a cryptocurrency analyst who examined XRP's development and stages, offers one of the most interesting predictions. Based on Ashley's forecast, legal clarification and the growth of Ripple's on-demand liquidity system could propel XRP to $500 in Phase 1. As more financial institutions use the XRP ledger, Phase 2 may see it reach $2,500. Additionally, if XRP is integrated into conventional finance worldwide in Phase 3, it may hit $13,000. Beyond that, $20,000 or more becomes a significant topic of discussion as part of a fundamental global monetary infrastructure. Naturally, forecasting cryptocurrency prices frequently involves balancing vision and height. What distinguishes the XRP community, however, is the rationale underlying their beliefs. It's not just the cost. They observe a fundamental shift in the way that funds are transferred between countries, how liquidity is obtained, and how digital assets are integrated into international banking. You're quite fortunate, as Ed Ofina stated in his tweet. Perhaps he is correct, as if the tale of XRP is just getting started. We may be seeing one of the most explosive periods in the history of cryptocurrency. It's time to discuss collaborations now. This one, too, comes directly from the top. Indeed, Ripple's CEO is speaking out, and his words have the power to completely alter the situation. This isn't just another press release, it's a strong affirmation that Ripple's impact is rapidly growing throughout the world, and you can tell it's serious when the man at the forefront begins to give clues. You should not overlook